If we're a part of a team or we're just trying to raise a family, it can be a challenge to find ways to create meaning, cooperation, and bonding that keep that unit together, positive, and moving forward. I'm going to share a very simple technique of how to create that through appreciation, create meaning, cooperation, and bonding through the simple act of appreciation. I'm Rob Hamilton, and this is itrustmylife.com. So I'm going to break appreciation down into two categories: habitual appreciation versus life-giving appreciation. Now, what I'm calling habitual appreciation is the kind of phrases that we learned every day, and they just become habit. You're great. That's amazing. Great job. Thank you for doing that. You're a great team player. And the always present, I appreciate you. These are cool. They do provide a superficial hit of feel good. They do give a basic acknowledgement, but they soon wear off and become meaningless. I mean, how many times can you hear, good job, that a boy, great going, that's amazing. There's no content there, there's no depth. There is no meaning. People crave purpose and meaning. People also like to know that what they do matters and makes a difference to others. And we all need warmth, closeness, and bonding. How can we give this through appreciation? So I'm calling this life-giving appreciation, but it can also be called NVC appreciation, which stands for Nonviolent Communication appreciation. This is a deep, masterful insight into communication and human relations put forth by Marshall Rosenberg. I highly encourage you that if you like what we're talking about here, go on YouTube, just search for Marshall Rosenberg, Introduction to Nonviolent Communication, and your mind will be blown. So let's get into the parts. There's three parts to giving life-giving communication. Number one is the observation. Specifically, what did the person do? Not an evaluation, not a judgment, just a simple, clear observation of what mechanically happened. Feelings. What was it? What was your experience? What was it like for you when you saw this happen? And then needs. What essential nutrition was met? Needs are an essential nutrition, like the need to be competent, the need to have peace, the need to have trust. When you tell someone specifically, you're meeting my need for trust, and it feels so good because you did this specific thing, they're going to know exactly how to meet that need again for you. So you train them and they train you on how to have everybody's needs get met. These are the tools that create meaning, cooperation, and bonding. So let's shorten that, abbreviate that to observation, feelings, and needs. And the example we're going to use is employee shows customer to the restroom. This is a really actually important part of customer service, is showing the way instead of pointing the way. And it's kind of a pain in the ass, to tell you the truth, but when an employee goes out of the way to do it, it is a really nice touch and meaningful to the business. We can say, thank you for doing a great job. Nothing wrong with that. Thank you for practicing great customer service. That's better. It's a little more specific. Showing the customer to the restroom instead of just pointing the way was great customer service. Now that's okay. Who wouldn't like to receive that? But we can do a little bit better for those times where you want to make sure that you are connecting to your employees with enough meaning to create that cooperation. Let's look at an example. When I saw you walking that customer to the restroom, instead of pointing the way, I felt relief and trust that our customers are being well taken care of and our business will continue to succeed and provide for us all. That's a little wordy. I'm purposely using long examples to break the parts out so you can see the parts, because it's important to build a vocabulary so that in real time you can start to shoot out appreciations that have that depth and that meaning, but it takes some time to learn the vocabulary to do it. So we're going to take some long examples here and break them apart. Please be patient. So step one. The observation. When I saw you walking that customer to the restroom, instead of pointing the way, that's specifically what they did. I felt relief and trust. You're going to let this person know that they helped you to feel relief and trust, which is going to be meaningful to them. That our customers are being well taken care of and our business will continue to succeed and provide for all. So these are the needs, and let's highlight the needs. There's a need of care for the customer being explained here. There's a need for success, and there's a need to provide for everybody. So what you're letting that employee know is by walking the customer all the way to the aisle they need to go to or whatever, it matters because you're meeting my needs of care, the need to succeed, and the need to provide an income for us all. And when that happens, I feel relief and trust. So what you're doing is giving me peace of mind, and that matters to me. That's going to be very motivating to any good employee because it's natural for us to want to make life wonderful for others. Let's take that long sentence now and give some more shorthand examples of this same thing said in a more common speak way. When I saw you walking that customer to the restroom, instead of pointing the way, I felt relief and trust that our customers are being well taken care of. Thank you for that. Nothing wrong with that. I think we can do one notch better though. I noticed you walk that customer to the restroom instead of just pointing the way. Thank you for keeping our business thriving by taking such good care of our customers. That person who's receiving that's going to know that they're making a difference and that you notice. And that's important to good employees. To bad ones, forget about it. There's nothing you can do. No. This is my favorite one. You really made a difference when you walked that customer to the restroom instead of just pointing the way. I could see they felt very cared for. Who wouldn't love to hear that? We love to know that we have made life wonderful for someone. And if our boss can tell us that, man, we're going to be more motivated to do that thing that takes the extra effort, which is to walk someone to where they're wanting to go. All right, let's take another example. A child crosses the street in the safe manner you have taught them. You did a good job crossing the street. I'm so proud of you. Nothing wrong with that, but once in a while, we want to really take it home with a deep, heartfelt appreciation to land the lesson, to land the gratitude, to land the specific thing that's creating that result. When I saw you look both ways before you crossed the street, I felt very encouraged and proud because it met my needs for your safety, growth, and independence. Again, it's a little wordy and not something you would say every day, but bear with me, there is a purpose behind the structure. The first part is the observation. When I saw you look both ways before you crossed the street, no judgment, no evaluation, just an observation. I felt very encouraged and proud. What child doesn't want their parent to feel very encouraged and proud? Because it met my needs for your safety, growth, and independence. So the need of safety, growth, and independence is something that you have for your child and that the child has for themselves, frankly. And who doesn't want to get more independence in their life from their parents? Just kidding, Mom. Here's a way to say it in a little more common speak. Still a little long, but common speak. I was so proud to watch you look both ways before you crossed the street. I feel safe letting you do more and more on your own when I see you learning to be responsible in adult situations. Let's break it down. This time the feelings are first. I feel I was so proud. Opens the child's heart just by saying that. Now the observation can penetrate into an open heart. To watch you look both ways before you cross the street. Crucial for child safety. Again, feelings. I feel safe. Because you did what you did, I'm feeling safe, letting you do more and more on your own. That's a way of saying the need of independence, autonomy, and choice without saying it so wordy and technical. I want you to do more and more on your own because you're making me feel safe by doing the right thing. When I see you learning to be responsible in adult situations. So again, we're giving the need of growth and learning because I'm seeing you learn and be responsible in adult situations. Every kid wants to hear that. Every kid wants more autonomy and freedom, but we really want it in cooperation with the parents, not as a rebellion with the parents, right? And the thing to remember here is feeling is more important than the structure. I'm giving you the structure for learning purposes, but the really important thing is, are you transmitting the feeling tone and taking time to really transmit how good it feels inside and what it did that made you feel so good? So where am I pulling all these feelings and needs from? Well, there are lists called feelings and needs lists. These are available on itrustmylife.com under the resources section, or just go to Google and you can Google feelings and needs lists, and many sources will come up. These lists are critical to help us to be able to build a vocabulary so we can transmit the value of what's happening to the other person. Transmit the value and transmit what it means to us. That creates cooperation, bonding, and meaning. This one is about you seeing someone give a presentation, wanting to give them appreciation for how well they did it. That was a great presentation. Something you'd hear every day, and it's totally fine, but that's the problem with it. It's something that you would hear every day. That was a great presentation. You were so inspiring. I can't wait to go home and work on my own project. Who wouldn't like to hear that? That's a pretty good one all on its own. But let's go just a little bit deeper and go back into that learning structure so we can see the parts and be a little more fully communicated. When you addressed all the questions and concerns from the board, I witnessed such confidence and clear vision that I felt inspired and validated about my decision to join your team. Observation: when you addressed all the questions and concerns from the board, I witnessed. Now the needs, these are actually needs. I witnessed confidence and clear vision. I witnessed the needs that I have for myself. You are displaying them. And because I saw my needs in action, I felt inspired and validated about my decision to join your team. About my decision to join your team is a way of saying I felt inspired and validated about my clarity, competence, and trust in myself that I made the right decision to join your team. So let's find a way to say this in a shorter version that still has some kind of meaning, cooperation, and bonding. That was awesome how you addressed the board's questions and concerns with such confidence and clarity. I feel so lucky to be on your team. I would love to hear that. I'm sure you would too. But who am I to tell you what you want? All right, let's take this last example. This is when you're giving appreciation to a teacher. You are such a good teacher. You're awesome. Nothing wrong with that. But sometimes when someone goes the extra mile, you want to give them a little bit more. Thank you for not giving me the answer I was asking you for, but instead holding a very patient and nurturing space so I could feel my own confidence and empowerment when I found the answer on my own. Bear with the length of this. There is a purpose to it. Thank you for not giving me the answer I asked you for, the clear observation. And now I'm sharing the needs. But instead, you held a very patient and nurturing space. I need nurturing and patience so that I can have the courage to step forward and find my own answers and feel my own confidence and empowerment. I'm feeling my own confidence and empowerment when I found the answers on my own. We're expressing a need for autonomy, a need for self-reliance, for competence. Here's a shorter way to say that, which is easier to compose the shorter version when you know and can name your needs and feelings, which is very difficult for most of us without training. Thank you for your wisdom and patience to let me find the answer on my own. I feel very confident about the material now. What teacher would not love to hear that and to have specifically their extra effort to be patient and the tenure that they have in their wisdom to know the skills they've built up over the years of knowing, okay, find your own answer. I want you to do it, and I'm going to give you some patience and some nurturing to do it. Creating cooperation, bonding, and meaning. So how to start? I recommend that you start with email or handwritten notes, because it's going to take practice. It's going to take some educating of yourself to build the vocabulary of feelings and needs. Use the format and the lists, and that will help you. You want to name what the specific event was, what did I feel, and what needs were met. Just write those down, use the list, and bam, it'll start to generate these structures, these sentence structures on its own eventually. Start mechanical, become natural with practice. You might consider joining our online classes for practice and support. It truly is like learning a foreign language, and it's very easy to get discouraged and quit if you do it on your own. Believe me, it took me years to start to become fluent because I wouldn't get help and I wouldn't get support. Give yourself the gift of community and give us the gift of your contribution and your support. Free introductory groups, itrustmylife.com. We'll see you there.